We've had an increase in suicide attempts. We've had an increase in, you know, just name it. The child protective services are overwhelmed with the calls they get. And I just pray to God that if you're listening and if you ever hear or know or listen to that inner voice, I can't tell you how many times I saw a kid that I didn't know in public, and I looked at them and I knew, just something inside me knew they were getting abused or they were getting bullied at home or they were getting beat up at home. I mean, you can look at the stories of people that are nationally known, Gabriel, some of the other children that go through unspeakable abuse. And again, I revert back to that one enemy. And do I think there's a call to action for Burleson? Absolutely. Do I think that I have friends that are stand up type of people that I know that are right here in this space? Absolutely. But I'm not going to push any political propaganda. But I am going to say, speak up, speak out. If you know somebody that's getting bullied, a friend, I don't care how old you are, we never grow out of it. I've been a bully within the past month. I'm not sitting here acting like I'm a saint because I'm not. And if you're listening to this and you think you are, or you think you've never been a bully, well, you're probably not being very real with yourself. Or if my kids were to sit here and act like they've never been bullies, I would call them out on it and I'd be like, you're lying. None of us are perfect. We've all been bullies. And there's bullies. Yes, there's bullies in the district. Yes, there's bullies on the council. Yes, there's bullies in different states. Whatever. But the thing is, in my opinion, and what I want to bring to light is we're all equal. None of us are greater than another. But do I think it's important to call things out and to make change and make things better? Absolutely. So if you're listening to this and you see something, say something that if you know it's not right. Mia, what's the one thing you would do if you could change anything in the world? You know how you see the pageant shows, guys, and they're like, future Miss America. What's the one thing you would change in like world hunger, whatever? Well, on the topic of bullying, if you could change one thing, if it would be a law, whatever, what would you do that you think would help other people that are being bullied, students at your age?
Mm,
Whether it be a law, a rule, something infinite that, you know, if God was to look down on us and be like, this will never happen, what would it be? Other than obviously, don't bully.
probably. I would either do. I know this is kind of like off topic, but like either animal abuse or child abuse or elderly abuse, any abuse there is, like I would ban every single one of those. And if I had to put all of them together, I would try to add more and more like what's wrong with the world. But that right there, like I feel like that's what comes to a big factor in my mind, abuse. Like you can see it in anything, like I said, animal, elderly, small children, it's everywhere and it needs to stop. So that's mine. But yeah.
D, if you could ask God to do one favor for you and change something on the topic of bullying, what would it be?
I got one thing, and one thing will fix all the problems in the world. I would tell, I would ask God, can you fix empathy in people? Empathy is like a big thing. Empathy is like empathy is a major thing because if there was empathy, if everybody had the same amount of empathy and everybody put themselves in somebody else's shoes, nobody would bully. First of all, people would help the homeless. Nobody would abuse anybody. I mean, every single problem in the world, that even all the way up to politics, I mean, everything would be fixed. Everybody would try to help each other because everybody would have a fixed sense of empathy.
I love that. And I love you guys so much. And even though you're sitting here and you're making faces and you're making jokes and you're looking at each other crazy, I know y'all love each other. I know y'all are great kids. And I know that the kids, even the kids that have bullied, even the teachers, yes, I'm talking to you teachers. And all you teachers have been bullies, because I'll be the first one to sit here and say, yes, get mad at me, Burleson. Get mad at me, Burleson ISD. When I worked at Centennial High School in the nurse's office, yeah, I'm calling myself out. If I was having a bad day or I had something going on at home with my husband or my kids, I very well and most likely was a bully to some of those kids that were in there and lacked empathy. Empathy. Sorry. I've tried to say sympathy, but I was going to say empathy, but you know what I meant. But, we would have kids come in the nurse's office constant. And if you're listening to this, know as a parent, just try to remember there's one enemy. And you might have teachers that are bullies. You might have staff. You might have coworkers. You might have part of the school district. But my takeaway from this is pray for those people. The people that are the ugliest need the most prayers. And again, this is for the Kingdom Show. And I can't sit here and talk about this and try to slander people or call people out or act like I'm holy or I'm righteous when I'm not. Okay? I'm real. And I know that I'm a screw up at times, but I'm also trying to be better. So that's my takeaway for everybody. Pray for people that need it the most, that are the ugliest. Pray for them and work on yourself. Amen. Wow. Pray for the bullies. Pray for the teachers that are bullies. Pray for the nurses' assistants like me that were bullies on the day they didn't want to feel like they didn't want to hear it from the kids. You become numb in the medical field. I'm a medical assistant. And I worked in surgery forever. And then I ventured off and got into school nursing. And I was, a nurse assistant to Tasha Estes. Shout out to Tasha, the nurse at Centennial High School. Hey, boo, I love you. Shout out to the staff. I love y'all too. But y'all all know we've been bullies. Keep it real. We have bad days. There's days we don't want to hear it. We're going to talk about that more. We're going to play some games and lighten it up because we've been talking about some real stuff when we come back and statistics. But we'll talk y'all later. All right.
Bye, y'all.
Bye.
Bye, people. ASMR.
Let's be honest. Wheelchairs are heavy, bulky, and ugly. If you carry a wheelchair in your car to take care of a loved one, you know how hard it is getting that clunky, old-style wheelchair in and out of your car. Introducing the Feathershare Wheelchair. At 13 pounds, it's the world's lightest wheelchair. It folds in seconds and fits neatly in your trunk, backseat, or closet, so you can take it everywhere. And it's only available right here. Order yours today and get a free wheelchair case, a $50 value, yours free. The Featherchair. The world's lightest wheelchair is just $4.99 with easy payments as low as $16 a month. Sorry, no Medicare or insurance accepted. So call right now to order yours.
800-823-5826. 800-823-5826. 800-823-5826. That's 800-823-5826.
Hey, there's something you forgot to do. It sure is hot. Are you sweating like a dog? Wait, what? Dogs don't sweat. Oh no, you forgot to get your window tinted. Whether it's the kitchen window that sits in the sun for the hottest part of the day, or you just got new wheels, call Sharp Window Tinting in Burleson. 817-615-9379, or look them up on the web, sharpwindowtint.com.
Fast Track Student Loans can get your student loans out of default, stop any wage garnishments, stop collection calls, and stop seizure of your tax refund. Give yourself a break. Stop the stress and get your student loan payments down to as little as $25 a month based on what you can afford to pay. 800-709-4395. 800-709-4395. 800-709-4395. 800-709-4395.
Serving Johnson County, Texas. Joco Community Radio.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There you go.
Can you hear me? Oh, there
Yeah,
we go.
can hear y'all. Okay, welcome back, guys. Joco Community Radio is proud to be the voice of Johnson County, Texas, and is live 365 on the TuneIn Radio Network. To listen or watch, simply go to tuneinjoco.com to choose where and how. The Joco Community Radio app is now available for free on Android and iOS devices. Simply search your store. Check out our lineup and more on jococommunityradio.com. This episode and more is brought to you by Patriot Claims, making your insurance work for you. Reach out to your Texas sales rep, Nona Reed, at 1-844-839-4245. That's Miss Nona Reed at 1-844-TEXHAIL. All right, guys, we're back. So we're talking about some heavy, heavy stuff. We've talked about suicide. We've talked about child abuse. We've talked about bullying. We've talked about the district. We've talked about our family. We've talked about sibling bullying. We've talked about it all. We're not going to be here and we're not going to slander anyone. We're not going to talk bad about anybody. We're not going to talk about names. Disclaimer, if you're just now joining in, I love Burleson ISD. If not, I would have pulled my kids out by now. Is there issues within every district? Absolutely. Is there people that want to make a change and make things better? Absolutely. Am I here to push a political propaganda? Sorry. No, I am not. But I'm here to be real. I'm here to talk about issues. I'm here to call myself out, call my kids out, call not people out because I'm not one to judge, but I will call out me and my family. And I want to talk a bit more about when I was at Centennial High School. My kids are there now. They've dealt with bullying, as is every district. So if anybody has questions or comments, I would love to hear from you, and I will answer those questions. So, okay, I do have one coming in. It says, Shelly, I would love to hear why you feel you bullied students as a school nurse. It takes a lot of guts to recognize and admit it. Your shortcomings, proud of you. Thank you. Thank you, Tiffany. So, why I think I was a bully when I worked for the district, and this was a rare occurrence, but it happened. It was real, and it's real, and it happens every day. So, do I think we need to call each other out? Do I think we need to look at ourselves and do an observation on what issues there are and try to be better every day? Absolutely. So, I felt like I was a bully because I didn't have empathy for some of the kids that come in there. You know, you hear one kid saying that they don't feel good, they're nauseous, they have a stomach ache, they want to go home. Um, it was the kids that came in there that didn't tell me that they were being bullied, that I could tell they were being bullied, that I tried to reach to the most. And it's ironic and it's very hypocritical of me to be empathetic towards those kids the most when I myself, working in the district, was a bully at times. And when I think about it, some of the kids would come in there and they all have the same story, and you just kind of get numb to it. You kind of get numb to it when you're thinking it, when you think about medicine and people are, they're nauseous, they're sick, they don't feel good, they have a stomach ache, they're tired, they have a headache. It's you get numb to it. And so there would be kid after kid after kid after kid. And, I had one kid that come in that confided in us that had bruises all over her. And I still think about her to this day. And I know she's probably in college now. But I was very empathetic towards her. And I might have missed a few kids that got bullied or abused at home that I should have been empathetic towards, that I wasn't. And I will never know. But I can't sit here and be honest to the people that are listening and tell you that I might have missed a few. So if you're in a position of power, and in my opinion, our kids are our future. And everybody that works in the district is in a position of power. Everybody that works in medicine at the hospitals at the doctor's office are in positions of power. Lawyers, positions of power. Judges, positions of power. And what I think is important here is to talk about how we're human. We're born of the flesh. We have bad days. We're pissed off some days. We get in fights with our husbands or our spouse or our partner some days. Our kids, wake up in bad moods and we're disgruntled, or we don't feel good ourselves. And I have to say that some of the days that I didn't feel good or I was tired, I didn't want to hear it. And I'm being very critical of myself right now, but it's because I don't want to be critical of no one else. But I also want to bring light to the issue of bullying. You can't be in a position of power and not remind yourself every single day. Be empathetic. Think about what this kid is telling you. Think about what they're not telling you, more importantly. Think about what's going on with them at home, what they're not telling you. And when I think about the kids at the school here at Sandy Hook, Columbine, we could talk about the worst of the worst tragedies, the school shootings, the senseless crimes, the senseless death. But when I think about that, I think about remembering there's only one enemy, and remembering to remind ourselves every day to be the heart of Jesus. What would Jesus do? I remember that bracelet when I was little, WWJD. Y'all don't remember that? Don't know what WWJD means? Darius, what does
No.
WWJD mean? The acronym.
Wait, WWJD?
Mm-hmm.
What would Jesus do?
Okay.
Don't y'all look at me like that.
We know you know it now because brother said it. But I felt like I was a bully at times because I wasn't empathetic. And I could say that about in medicine, but it's the different when there's kids involved, because one, that's our future, and two, they're kids. They're like pets and elderly. They're innocent. Almost. When y'all get to a certain age, you're bad. You are. You got bad tendencies. But that's where the flesh comes in. And you have to think about it. Like, Mia, when's the one time I've been a bully to you?
Let Darius go first. I'm gonna have to think about that.
Darius, when's the one time I've been a bully to you?
Oh my goodness. Guys, I'm about to expose her right now.
Do it.
Okay, so first of all, she was hating on me. So you know what I'm saying? I went in there, I did the dishes, right? But I didn't stop the water from running. And she went on a big old rant about how I don't do nothing around nothing. And how she basically was saying I was good for nothing, man. It kind of hurted me though. But it was like, I was just sitting there like, bro, what are you tripping for? Like, I did the dishes like you asked me to.
Okay, look at me. Take the glasses off. I need to see your eyes.
These are my Kanye shades.
Okay. It's 2 words. Water conservation. I'm sorry that you felt like I bullied you, but there's a greater purpose. And usually there is within. Go ahead.
But sometimes, Mom, you can respond in a bully type of way. Like Darius, he did do that. But I think we need to understand that when we say something to somebody and we're not trying to be disrespectful or anything, I think we need to watch our tone and how we say it, because people can take that differently. And one second.
I'm sorry.
That is so rude.
I'm sorry. That was rude.
I lost my train of thought.
No, I'm sorry.
You made her lose it. You made her lose your train of thought. So, you know what?
Oh, we just got to
Right.
respond in a better way instead of responding with attitude. Like you could have said it a whole lot nicer when you said it did D, but I don't think you were understanding how he was feeling. Like, yes, he had done the dishes, he did what you asked, and I think he wasn't understanding that like he did what he was supposed to do, but then he did. Yeah, he did it his way, and then you're like, oh nah, and you told him what you had to tell him, but in your type of way. So y'all are stubborn. Both of y'all are May babies, so y'all are the worst in the house. the worst
Hey,
bickers.
hey.
We
Hold
do
on now.
fight a lot.
Hey, can we do flash drive?
In a minute, I want to apologize to both of you because this is the call to action I'm trying to get the listeners to want to do. If you know you've done something wrong to someone, and if you're listening to this, you probably have. None of us are greater than the other. Let the first person be without sin cast the first stone. Pray for those in the district. Pray for those you love. Pray for your son, your daughter, your husband, your wife, your coworker. Pray for those people. Teacher, coach. And you know what? Teachers are, I'm just going to keep it real right now. Teachers are underpaid and sometimes can be the biggest bullies.
Facts.
That is so true.
And they have to come into work every day.
And deal with these children with these attitudes and walking out of class with disrespectful ways, not doing their work. These okay, if any children are listening, these teachers, like, I need to come to understand this too. But if a sub comes in, they don't have to be there, but they're there because if they're there, they care. They would not be there if they did not care. And teachers, they're there because they care. They would not be there if we need to understand that we cannot be disrespectful to them because, oh, we're having an off day, because we spread that negative energy and they spread it. It's like a chain reaction.
Facts.
And those teachers are so great. And I need to come to understand that too, that they work their butts off every day. They grade everything. They sit there. They teach us every single thing we need to know. They get us ready for STAR. They get us prepared. They get us ready with quizzes and tests. And we hate the quizzes and tests, but we don't understand how that's making us better. We do these practices that we think is unnecessary, or these Quizlets, or any of these type of games. And everybody's like, this is stupid. Why are we doing this? It's to benefit us. It's to make us better. It's to make us grow off of what we know. They are literally just trying to make us better human beings. And I was talking with my stepmom earlier about how we need to be taught how to change a car tire, or learn how to get our license, or how to pay bills, or like everything you need to know about life, instead of these things about algebra and adding and subtracting and learning about 1812 and
Facts.
1930.
That's facts.
But I think both of those are true. I think we need to learn how to change a tire. We need to learn how to call for help, or like we should be talking about, like what mom was saying, suicidal things, so children know that that is not okay. That is not okay to take away your life. And there's so many things that we could be taught in school that we're not being taught, but the teachers are just doing their job. They're doing what they have to do. And if we kids cannot appreciate that, what there's no point. Like, we're there to learn, and we are there to grow. So stop being so ungrateful and appreciate what you have, because some kids can't even go to school. They don't have a ride, or they have to walk all the way there. Some kids have to walk 5 miles to school. Be grateful that you have cars and parents and friends that can get you there. And school is a thing to be grateful for. I know everybody hates it. Some people love it. But we need to understand that that makes us better. All of these things that we're learning makes us better. Okay, I'm done.
What's the one thing before we go to D that you would tell some of the students of Burleson and all over the world that have committed suicide because they were bullied? What's the one thing you would tell them?
I would tell them, I know it's hard. I know it's so difficult to keep up, to keep trying, to keep pushing, but get something that's going to help you keep pushing yourself. Do not give up. If you have to lean on somebody's shoulder to get right back up, if you fall down to get right back up, that is fine. If you need to take a break, get right back up. Jesus is going to be there with you the entire time. And if you need help, ask somebody. Do not do it alone. Doing it alone, Satan likes to throw things at us that we cannot handle on our own. And my friends have done so much for me. I've went to school and I have bawled my eyes out. And my friends, that is the only reason I got through that day, because they were right there with me, telling me it's going to be okay. You're going to get through this day. You're going to go to tomorrow. You're going to go to next week. You got this. Keep your head up and do not give up. God is with you through everything. He's always there, and he is never, ever going to leave you. So do not give up. You fall down, get up. Do not, if you're struggling, that's fine. We all struggle. Practice makes perfect. If we struggle, you are going to get through it. It's a part of life. If you don't struggle, then you will get nowhere. If you have not struggled before, I promise you, you have. Because every single person has went through something to get them to a better place, to get them to the next level, to a higher standard. Everybody has challenges. That's why we push each other. That's why we have family and everyone to get us there. And I wanted to spread that message because I know one of my friends has been struggling. And I just want to let her know that we love her and we will be behind her the entire time. There is no reason that she should give up because she has everybody behind her pushing her. So I love you. I won't say your name, but I love you so much. And I do not give up because we are here for you. And I love you so much. Okay, I'm done.
You know, God is the friend to the friendless. He's the father to the fatherless. And I can't even imagine. Like, I'm sitting here crying and you're talking, and I'm thinking about the kid that has no friends. I'm thinking about the kid that sits at the lunch table by themselves every single day. And it just breaks my heart. And I want to hear from you, Darius, too, about what you would say to a kid that, and I won't speak of names because I know y'all don't even know them. I know them. But what would you say to a kid if they were sitting right here that has committed suicide in the district right here in your hometown? What would you tell them if you had a chance to talk to them?
I'm gonna keep it real. I'm gonna give them a little bit of tough love. Honestly, to be honest with you, struggles in life do happen. You may get abused. A lot of stuff can happen. You may get bullied, but that's life. You at the end of the day, you can't take yourself out of God's hands. You just can't do that. That you just can't. It's just something you can't do because God always got your back at the end of the day. And you taking yourself out of God's hands, it's like a slap in the face to God. And he's like, oh, like I was gonna help you through this, but I can't now. Now you've tied my hands, and there's nothing I can do for you now. So you just gotta keep pushing. I mean, honestly, to be honest with you, and I have a lot of friends. I have tons of them, but I think as girls do that a lot. They kind of confide to each other and they help each other through things. Boys, it's a little different because I mean, yeah, we'll be like, hey, like I'm going through something, and we'll help each other. But it's like we don't do that a lot. Most of the time with boys, it's really just kind of like you're fighting your own demons, you're fighting your own battles, and as men and as boys, we get used to it. But as boys and as men, we always have that one person we can always just like things get unbearable or too hard to bear that we have somebody that we can talk to and confide to and be like, hey, this is what's going on, and I really just need all that help. And for me, sorry mom, sorry dad, but for me that's my grandmother. I feel like I could come to my grandmother with anything. I'm never gonna kill nobody, but I could kill somebody because my grandmother, and she'd be like, say she would tell me how it is, and she'd be honest with me, and she would help me through anything I'm ever going through. And so I call her a lot when I'm hurt, when I'm down, and when I'm in pain, and I just like I can't do this by myself anymore. I can't. This is impossible. This is unbearable. I'm about to lose it. I'll be like, I'll call my grandmother. My grandmother, she'll talk to me about God, and she'll tell me she'll help me with my spiritual things and God things, and she'll get me through it. And then by the end of the phone call, I'll be feeling straight. But also the kids that kill themselves, I want to say that I am sorry personally because I have seen some people that I've walked across the halls and I've seen them. I've seen that they've been by themselves, and I've kind of let it. I've let it slide. I've seen them sit by themselves and all that, and I just kind of like stayed with me, myself, and I in my friend group. But I am changing that in a way. So if you're out there and you have no friends, you can find Mr. Darius Yanez. Trust me, me and my friend group will take you in. It doesn't matter how cool or how I don't know how people see us, but we're people too. Just because we play football and we do this and we're athletic and all this stuff, we're people too. I love the nerdy side of things, and I love football, and I love the nerdy side of things. I love video games. I love Star Wars and Transformers and stuff like that. You can come to me. Trust me. Trust me. We'll find something to talk about. 'Cause I got a wide spectrum. I got a wide spectrum of things I like to do. I like superheroes. I like villains. I like superhero movies. I like all that stuff. So you know what I'm saying. If you find me, trust me. We're gonna be tight. We're gonna be tight.
I love that you invited anybody that feels like an outcast publicly, because I know that I've always told you guys, if you see a kid sitting at the lunch table by themselves, go sit by them. Who cares what your friend says? Who cares if your friends are like, "What are you doing?" In that moment, just do what Jesus would do, you know? Be the friend to the friendless because that's what Jesus would do. And if your friends cast judgment on you because you're doing something that doesn't look cool or you're doing something that is not normal, then they're not your real friend. And you don't want friends like that. You want friends that are going to lock arms with you and you be like, you know what? Yeah, let's go talk to them. Let's make them feel welcome. And you know what? The friends that I knew in high school and the ones I was that person that would like talk with, and I hate being like this, but would talk with the nerds or go reach out to someone who had no friends. And I had friends ask me that all the time. And I'm not trying to boost myself, but let me tell you right now, those kids that isolated themselves,
For the best.
they're the best. They're the doctors right now. They're the lawyers right now. They're the ones that are living the dream. They have the perfect life, if you will, which there's no such thing, but they have the happy wife, the children, the house on the hill, the good cars, the good, the family, the what you picture perfect family, which that's not real, but they have that. So don't cast judgment. And you don't know these kids that come to school and they sit alone and they isolate themselves, they probably have some battles that you couldn't even imagine they're going through. It's hard for you guys sometimes to talk to us, but you have no idea what they're going through. We've talked about some heavy stuff tonight. So I don't know if I really want to talk about some statistics that I had pulled up because it might even be even more heavy. But
No.
you said no.
No.
So we have a couple of minutes. What would you
We should
guys
do
like
some
to do?
would you rather. Okay.
Some would you rather?
I
Okay.
would
Okay,
like
I
to
go
go
first.
first.
And I think this will be a
Ladies,
good
I will
game. If
go
you're listening to
first.
this and you're a kid, play Would You Rather. If you're at lunch tomorrow and you see a kid that's sitting by themselves, go up to them and say, "Hey, you want to come play Would You Rather? Would You Rather with us?" That should be your icebreaker. Be like, I heard about it on Joko Radio. It's a community radio station, and they were talking about just life. You don't have to say bullying, but they're talking about life, and it's a fun game. So let's go.
I'm going first.
All right, go.
Hold on, let me find a good one.
he doesn't even know. I'll go
No,
first.
no, no, no. I got
Okay,
one.
come on. Here we go.
Okay,
Clock's
people.
ticking.
Okay, people. Would you rather have deep dish pizza or thin crust pizza? Now, this says a lot about your character and your personality.
don't.
So, would you rather have deep dish or thin crust pizza? Would you rather have thin? Go ahead, Mia.
Go, Mom.
And now answer, sis. Go.
Deep dished pizza.
That's what I'm talking about.
I don't like no thin crust. That's nasty.
Okay, well, you both got the genes of the blackness. So you both got muscles and no fat. And Big Mama over here with all the bad genetics can look at pizza and get fat. So I need the thin crust. All right, Mia, your
That says
turn.
a lot
Alright.
about your character.
Here's another one. Would you rather abolish war or find a cure for every type of cancer? Darius?
Man, honestly, I'd abolish war. I'm sorry, but nukes are too real of a thing, man. I'm just serious.
Mom?
Okay, I'm gonna say abolish war because I feel like there's an agenda behind cancer, and I feel like there's already a cure for it. That's the conspiracy side of me coming in, but I feel like that there's a cure out there if you have enough money, and it doesn't make it right. But abolish war would be a real thing because what we're living right now, and I would be lying if I didn't say I was a little nervous about what's going on with Ukraine and Russia. But we're not going to get into that. That's another rabbit hole for another day. But yeah, that's my answer.
KD, go.
Would you rather be able to erase people's memory or predict their future?
I would rather predict their future.
It's pretty sad though.
That is sad. What if they got cancer next year? And you got to tell them they're going to like.
Well, I personally would want to know that so I could spend the best year of my life. Spend it with my family, go on vacations, do something I never did. Go jump out of a plane. I don't know. Do something crazy.
Live life like it's your last day.
Yeah.
All right, Mia, you go.
Okay.
Do.
Would you rather? Oh, I don't know which one I should do.
Just pick one. You got
Okay.
clock ticking.
Okay. Would you rather have your face printed on money or your own small town named in your honor?
Hometown, definitely.
Tell us
Mom?
why.
Definitely the city.
I'm gonna
of-
say hometown.
City of Burleson. You know what I'm saying?
Burleson, all our faces on it. Yay, yay, yay!
Thank you,
All right.
Burleson. I
Thank-
love y'all.
We love
Love you,
y'all.
Burleson. Shout out to Kyle, Coach Geller.
Shout out.
Shout out, Coach Keller.
Shout out to all my coaches in volleyball and Coach Jones. We can't forget about Brantford.
We love you, coaches.
Thank
All
you.
right. Well, next week we're going to talk about on the For the Kingdom about the food crisis and why it's so expensive to eat healthy. All right.
World hunger.
This is
And world
the
hunger.
voice of Johnson
Bye,
County,
guys.
Joco Community Radio.
I did awesome.
Wilfred Brimley for Loafing Dog.
I'm Wilfred Brimley for Loafing Dog. You know, when I get the hankering for a hot dog, I go to Cleveland, Texas. Just a couple blocks off the square, that Loafing Dog. They got the Neely Dog, the Mary Sunshine Dog, the Casey Dog, and the Shirley Dog. Why, they even got the Pacer Dog, the Brooklyn Dog, and the Jim Dog. Can't forget the Shane Dog, or the Joy Dog, and the Monty Dog. I like that fool.